title of today's live is just a simple question. Are you embodied? What the heck does that mean? Embodied does not mean that you're in a body? Well, yes. But I will tell you, if you have a dysregulated nervous system, or you live in any level of fear, or you're in stress, or you have high cortisol in your body, you are pushing your energetic field, call it your soul, out of your body. And I know it well. It's called disassociation. I basically run around some days with myself pushed 2 to 3 feet above my head. I know it by reactions in my body. My jaw will be tight, my throat will be tight, like I'll constrict it and I'm not breathing very strong, or I'll push my tongue against the roof of my mouth. These are all ways that we can use to basically push our energy body out of our field. We're not even consciously aware of it most of the time. It's just happening, and then we can't figure out why we're not manifesting, things are off, etc. So this is why the term presence is so important right now. What is presence as well? Well, presence, there's another word, tantra. And I'm not talking about the sexual tantra. I'm talking about being in tantra with yourself, which means use the breath to basically regulate your nervous system. Breathe in through your nose, get a parasympathetic calming, and basically get in your body. So, do you have any of those tightnesses in your body? The way I also notice it, it doesn't feel like my butt is in my butt. How does that sound? It's like I'm in a chair, but there's a big cushy pillow underneath me that keeps me about a foot above, sitting completely in my butt. So that's not grounded, that's not comfortable, that's not feeling safe in your body. And from that, you will get a host of poor manifestation results, of crazy shit happening in your life, but it's by design. Why do you think the news says, oh, we're going to war, and there people are killing each other downtown, and all these negative things? Because they don't want you to feel safe in this life. Because the minute you're completely embodied inside yourself, things change. And it's presence as well. Presence is, when I breathe, do I breathe right down to the bottom of my belly, into my pelvis almost? You're going to feel much different by taking a few of those breaths. Take 3 of those deep breaths. Once you're in presence and you're grounded, I can feel something change in my body. Most of us have been designed to breathe only the top 30% of our lungs. So that's not in presence. That's not like completely owning who you are. And these symptoms are clear clues that probably you're not in your power. You're probably in your victim. Been there many, many times, still go there all the time, because it's part of our human experience. I'm not some guy that's got it all figured out and whatever. No, I'm going through this stuff every day. It's the human experience. I have picked some of the hardest human experiences and craziness to go through in my life, but I'm evolving from it. I'm using every bit of pain, suffering, discomfort, craziness to basically reach in, figure out what's off in my body, what's off in my programming, what's off in my beliefs, what's off in my story, and basically making conscious choices each and every day. Awarenessness, or being conscious, or awakening are all the same things. So everybody is basically running off a predetermined program that their parents inserted into them. Do not touch anything, I'm going to get spanked. Do not talk around parents. Kids are supposed to be seen, not heard, blah, blah, blah. Money doesn't grow on trees. Cancel, cancel, cancel. All these things, they've all been present in my life at some point. They're probably present for you, or your version is a little bit different. But becoming conscious makes the subconscious or the unconscious conscious. So no longer do I assume I'm going to get spanked every time I reach out and touch something good, or that I'm successful and I need validation, or I need my parents' love to feel safe and happy about myself. Is that self-love? No, it's not self-love. We're on this journey of finding ourselves, coming back to ourselves, less attachment, less codependency, less grabbing onto somebody else and getting them to feed us because we can't figure out a way to do it ourselves. This is all part of the embodiment process. Becoming aware of what's going on in your life and your patterns and the things that keep showing up because they're telling you something. And if you don't feel safe in your body, it's like, oh, every time I go on a date, this happens. Every time I do this, that happens. Based on one small experience of an old version of you that's no longer exists, because you're evolving and changing every single day with every single choice. So I'm choosing today to pull back all my power. Pull back my power from shame and guilt in the world around being my full and powerful self as a man. Women wonder why men cannot be themselves or whatever. Well, we were beat down as children because our parents couldn't handle us, and mothers especially, they were being empowered and they were in feminism and there were all these kinds of things, and they wanted to be the masculine, and if it was a fight with their little boy, the little boy often lost. So I learned to be in my feminine around my mother. Many people are stuck in this little crazy loop that wasn't done on purpose. It was done because they did not have a good, safe feminine in their life. It was done because the mother didn't feel safe. It wasn't like she consciously chose this stuff. So I learned to be disembodied most of the time because my mother would blow up in emotions and anger and frustration and hit me with a wooden spoon on the ass, etc. All because she didn't feel safe in her own body. So to have somebody around her that grounded her, and it wasn't my dad. My dad was just as equally frustrated and as broken as I was. He was successful in his own way and got the validation of the world by moving up in the corporate careers and other things, made a really good living for us all and kept us safe. And for that, I'm grateful. But it also made a dad that wasn't available, and he was too busy, and he was exhausted all the time, and all these things. These all make you outside your body, and you don't know why you're outside your body. You don't know why you're disassociating. Why, when things get crazy, you fawn, which is basically just accept whatever's going on, let it happen, and don't get in the way. Well, I don't fawn anymore. I react, I respond, but I respond from consciousness. It's like, oh, this doesn't feel so good. I had an ex-girlfriend, I unblocked her, and I had an ex-girlfriend show up yesterday and apologizing and all her whiny bullshit again, and I got smashed by her 7 times. She does that because she wants my energy. She wants to feed off me and wants me to believe that she's changed, but there's absolutely no evidence of change. The hope by unblocking her was that she just observed me for a while, and once she became consciously aware of some of the stuff she did and the way she acts and the way she sees things, then maybe she'd come back with some curiosity. Not a big apology, which she's done many, many times. How many times have your lovers done that to you? Apologize, I'll never do that again, and then they move back into their pattern when they get comfortable, and they just slice and dice and wreak havoc. So essentially, what have we allied with in our life? Partners, parents, priests, managers, jobs, etc., to basically show us where we're giving ourselves away, where we weren't self-loving, where we were basically disembodied just to live, because that's what survival, the price appears to be. You got to make money to survive, or else, and accept bad bosses, or do whatever is asked of you to please the world, because you'll never have enough, and you'll fail, which is a program that's running in our body, in our reality, in everything that's going on, but it does not serve us. It's not of value. It's not anything that's helping anybody. So being embodied is a conscious choice in every moment. Being present is in every moment. And the easiest way to start is to take a deep breath. As soon as we start breathing into our pelvis, into our lower body, filling our whole lungs, there's something that happens in our bloodstream, and it happens in our lungs, When we're only breathing 30% of our lungs, guess what? We are afraid we don't have enough oxygen all the time. So we've been trained into this. It's like panting. I don't know if you've ever panted after a hard run. Try this sometime. Instead of go, hold it for a sec. It's going to be really uncomfortable. It's going to be really kind of scary because you think you're going to run out of oxygen, but you're not. You're going to all of a sudden realize, oh, I got all the oxygen I need. Get that carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide out of your lungs. Get it out into the air. Fill it with cool, fresh air, and you'll have air once you've done breath work and done it over and over and over again. You can hold your breath for up to 3 minutes sometimes easily. And I'm not even talking to trained people. I'm talking just normal people. It'll just be like, no, the call isn't there, and I'm just going to do it. So we'll train you to do that through breath work. Once you have enough oxygen in your body and your nervous system is regulated, you're not going to disassociate anymore. You're not going to feel like getting out of your body. And the only place that you can create as a human being is by being in your body and being in your actions and feeling it and embodying it right to your soul, right into your solar plexus, right into your pelvis, right into all the parts of us that are connected to 3D reality. And if you're way up here, you have no access to 3D reality, and they're running your 3D reality through you instead of you creating and using it for you. That simple. So practice embodiment, practice presence. Take a deep breath. I want you to be conscious of it today. Take a deep breath, and you're going to forget after a while. I do it too. Do another thing when you're taking a deep breath. Focus on expanding the back of your lungs, back where your ribs are. And I can feel my spine push out, and it's like, oh, that feels weird. Well, a lot of us have a lot of tension in behind our heart and in our low back. So do that. Breathe. Breathe into your pelvis. Breathe. Nope. Notice my mouth is wide open. This is what I teach you in breath work. You can do this in everyday life. Yeah, it may look weird, but when you're by yourself, it doesn't really matter. Take 3 conscious breaths. And if things are scary, do a square breathing. Basically, you breathe in for 4, you hold your breath for 4, you breathe out for 4, and you hold your breath again for 4, or leave it out, and then start all over again. And do it over and over and over again. If your nervous system is dysregulated, you got fear in your body, you're uncomfortable, you're feeling freaked out, you're feeling anxious, that will change everything. So I don't want to make this too long. I hope this serves you, and I thank you for listening. You have a good day.